about to get serious here!
There's no winning when it gets to me now.
Alright everyone, JB here, and we're back with another Dragon Ball Let's Reveal channel today. Now today, we're going to be doing our October updated tier list. Obviously we're in November now. October just ended a couple days ago, so we're going to kind of just go over the top 10 units, a couple honorable mentions that I like to throw out there. Because the recent addition we got Majin Vegeta earlier this week, I believe, on reset. So he has been out only for a couple days, and it's pretty evident, where some of these units stand now in the meta. So we're gonna go ahead and go over that. So hopefully, you guys enjoy the video. Hopefully, let me know how you guys tier list would be. Now, obviously, this is just my tier list. This is what I'm making based off of the meta, the unit abilities and everything, team wise, just a couple things to take into account, right? So at the end of the day, let me know what you guys tier list will look like. I would be pretty interested to see how you guys will move around some of these units. So hopefully, I did a good tier list here from you guys. But yeah, with that being said, as always, if you're new around here, still leaving a like on the video and joining the channel, it is very much appreciated. So first things first, before we go into the top 10, is obviously our honorable mentions. Now the honorable mentions, I have 5 picked, basically for, I guess you could say, the top 15. So coming in at the 11th spot, I'm going to go ahead and throw in Super Baby Vegeta, or Super Baby 2, not Super Baby Vegeta. So last tier list that I did, this guy was in the top 10, but it's like I said, he doesn't feel as strong as he was in those first few months he was out. But he definitely is still a solid unit. You can throw him on Fusion Warriors, you have powerful opponent. You can even throw him on Regen now. Regen is somewhat of a solid team now, if you want to do something like that. You also have GT. GT isn't really all too great right now. We have Damadoku coming in right behind him. Obviously speaking, he, I didn't really play with this guy. I didn't really summon for him, but from what the, like the gameplay I saw and just, fighting him in PvP, he obviously feels like a pretty good unit. He feels better than what he was written on paper to, present when he first got released. And then we also have Shin coming in right behind him. I still think Shin, is a pretty good solid support unit. And then I'm going to throw in the Gammas and the Buduro. These two right here recently got some buffs. They both got Platycrypts. The Buduro has a Zenkai. They definitely feel a bit better. You can arguably just move these guys up if you wanted to. That's something I wouldn't mind, because they actually are way better. You have Majin Buu Saga right now. It's pretty much a top 2, top 3 team of all the different units and options you can throw on that team as well. So with that being said, we're gonna go ahead and do this. So we have our we're gonna count down from the 10th spot all the way to the first spot. I'm gonna do a little bit different this time. And normally I would start from the first spot and then I would start, going all the way down the list. But coming in at the number 10 spot, I am gonna give it probably to this guy right here, Sparking Evil Boo. I think he definitely deserves this spot. It feels as if, because I believe originally I did have him in the previous one, but he has so much going on in this kit, with different debuffs. He's constantly killing your ki. He's locking you in. And he's a defense type. Obviously, he's doing defense type things. He's getting all these different debuffs. He's pretty much just like he feels like a staple on the team, where he's not oppressively just super tanky like Turles. He just feels like a person that's just annoying. He's just an annoying unit, and he's constantly taking away. Because trust me, I've fought him a couple times, plenty of times, and he's constantly taking away your ki, and it sucks. I think he also has something in this kit where he raises your cost or something like that. I could be wrong, but yeah, I'm gonna try to give a little, just a little debrief for most of these units. Now we have our I think I did this wrong. Actually, no. So we have our 7, 8, and 9th spots coming in. So we're gonna put them in order, obviously, from the 7th, 8th, the 9th. Actually, no. Yeah. We're gonna do that because it just makes sense to already have the numbers going this way. So we're gonna do let's just say at the 8th spot or the 9th spot, we're gonna go ahead and put. I'm gonna give it to Gogeta. Gogeta, I'm not gonna lie. As it stands right now, he is still definitely a top 10 unit, especially with his kit, given what he has going on in his kit. Those counters. Thing is, ever since Triku, he got in the meta, then we recently just got Majin Vegeta. That makes it even worse, And I feel like when you look at Gogeta, he doesn't have any endurance. He's not really having too much, taking away debuffs. I mean, not debuffing, buffs essentially. So he doesn't have a lot of that going on. And it just feels like, he's taking too many hits because his counter is, it's imperative on him taking hits. So it's a bit, it sucks because I remember like I said, last one I did, I think it was like a month, 2 months ago. He was still in the top 5, before we got all these new units in the meta. So yeah, it sucks to see it, but we're going to move on to number 8 spot. And I'm going to give that to, I'll give it to Kid Buu. I feel like Kid Buu, you can arguably, put him probably at the number 7 spot, even the 6th spot. He just feels just a solid overall unit. And I'm sorry if I turn my throat, guys. It's been a long day already, but yeah, Kid Buu, he feels like arguably just a solid unit. I believe he has endurance. I could be wrong on that as well. I don't remember everything in all these units' kits, but I do know how well they play. With his Zenkai, I feel like he was just a Zenkai that a lot of people didn't really get. The Zenkai 7 when he first released. Hopefully, you guys got a Zenkai 7 now, but he, you throw him on regen, you have PO, you can throw him on with, let's say Omega. You got Turles right there. You got, who else? Even the Evil, I think he will be PO as well. Got LL Super Baby 2. So yeah, there's definitely a couple options there when it comes to different teams. Even Majin Saga as well. He fits perfectly. You can throw him on a range. So yeah, you can throw him on a range based team. However you want to build that, but he definitely deserves to be in that spot. He definitely has some other things going in his kit. He restores Vanish, I believe, too. So yeah, I feel like that's a good spot for him. For me personally, I haven't had much time to actually play with him, but I've definitely played against him enough to know that there's not a lot of oppressive green units in the meta. So to say, you have Omega, you have Evil Buu, but besides them two, you don't see a lot of other oppressive green units. So yeah, we're gonna leave him at the number 8 spot. Now coming in at the number 7 spot, we're gonna give that to Omega Shenron, who we were just talking about him. Now this guy, he's a melee type. Now he just, the reason why I feel like he has especially more value when it comes to him and between him and Gogeta, obviously Gogeta has the type advantage, but the thing is, you look at the meta, the meta right now, it's not looking the greatest, especially for purple units. So, Omega feels like a unit. He's always going to be used on certain teams. You see him. Okay, ladies and gentlemen. So, obviously, you probably saw the quick cut. Just had to go get some water really quick. Still dealing with a little bit of a slight sore throat. It's a bit annoying because it's like I'm not super sick, but you guys kind of get it, right? So, speaking on the facts, we were talking about Omega. Now he's going to be in the 7th spot for me. You can possibly move him up to the 6th spot. It's a little bit, it's changeable, but with Omega, he has his indestructible. He has some debuffs going on in his kit. I believe he has like paralysis. He has a guaranteed bleed, I believe, on his strike cards. It's either that or his green card. But I know he has guaranteed bleed somewhere in there. He's constantly doing bleed. So, you know, he's eating at you away, you know, slowly. But besides that, you know, overall, you know, he's not, it's kind of like, let's just say with Baby in the way. The only thing that really is the difference between him, you know, Omega and Baby, is Omega has, you know, Rise and Rush protection. He has a guaranteed, you know, he can take hits, and he still will be able to have a second life. Now, Baby, he kind of has a unique gauge, similar, you know, where he's taking hits for it to fill up. It's just he doesn't take hits well, and you have Gotenks in the meta now, so it's not, you know, not the greatest time for yellows, but it's only if you run into Gotenks, right? You know, it's a good chance you're gonna run into him because a lot of people are definitely running him on you know, different teams. So, you know, it just depends, right? But overall, you know, that is, I feel like, the biggest difference, because you can bring this guy on any team and he will be a Rise and Rush protect, you know, or he could be just a unit that takes it, let's just say an ultimate, you know, because we have some hard hitting ultimates in the meta as well. Overall though, his kit is still solid. You know, like I mentioned, he has some debuffs going on in his kit, paralysis, what else, bleed, I said. So yeah, we're gonna leave him at the number 7 spot, and we're gonna move these guys up a little bit. Actually, no, we're gonna do this. Just leave these guys at the end, so that way it's a little bit easier for me to know who is what. So we have the number 6 spot coming up. So we're gonna so number 6 spot, I am gonna give that to Vegito, Fusion Vegito. Now, the only reason why, you know, because he was in the top 5 last time, but that was before we got, you know, this movie saga buff, the Majin Buu saga, you know, all these different characters. Now, the thing that's really holding on for me, for him to be in that spot, because I feel like he will be still in top 10, but it's a good chance. It's like I said, with the number 6 and 7 spot, you could change him and Omega if you wanted to, because Omega, you know, he has a type advantage. You know, even with Vegito and his guaranteed kill on Rise and Rush, you wouldn't kill Omega unless it's his second life. So that's what you know, the difference is for Vegito is obviously his Rise and Rush mechanic, and it's his teams. You know, he has a pretty good solid option of teams. You got Sun Fam, you know, you can run him with you know, Ultimate Gohan. You have Majin Buu Saga, obviously. You can run him with Gotenks, Vegeta, Gohan. You got Buu. It's so many different options for Majin Buu Saga. It's actually insane. So yeah, we're gonna leave him at that spot because, you know, with him being off the Buu system, it's kind of the same thing with Gogeta in the situation. You know, they just don't take, you know, they were taking hits pretty well before they took off the Buu system, but now it just, you know, it's not it's not hitting the same. So now, and you know, granted, I would say you know, just a little reminder, you know, granted, you know, most units are not going to take hits super well unless they're like, you know, defense types. So, you know, at the end of the day, we're gonna pretty much expect that. And I'm sorry if, you know, you guys hear me slurring a little bit over my words. Your boy did off of work, you know, probably like 2 hours ago. So yeah, a little bit tired, but like I said, we're gonna push these videos out. Now, we got him at the number 6 spot. Now at the number 5 spot, I am gonna give that to LF Triku. That's what everyone's calling him right now. So this guy, you know, at first when he released, I feel like for a lot of people, it wasn't as hyped, especially with the banner he was on, because he didn't feel as great at first, I would say, you know. So the thing is, Triku, right? This guy, you know, he actually, you know, given all the different recent buffs, you know, we got Majin Vegeta, we had Turles, Gotenks. There's different options you can throw him on now for teams, and he's definitely more, you know, just valuable in itself. And I think, you know, when you look at his kit isn't anything that I would say, if you're looking at like individual kit wise, Gogeta has a better individual kit wise, right? I would probably even say Vegeta right here has an individual kit wise, but his kit is just, he's just that unit where he's just overall just solid. There's nothing too crazy about him, but it's just his teams, right? His teams, his blue card, you constantly hit that blue card, right? And it gives you a guaranteed restore vanish. Like, come on now. Now, I think his unique age, because I don't have much experience playing with this unit or even playing against them. But the thing is, he just, when I did play against him, unless you have a red unit, he does take hits pretty solid, a little bit better than the other ones that I mentioned before. So it's more of a how can I put this, right? He's definitely deserving of the number 5 spot. You probably move him down. There's some other things going on in his kit. I don't want to be the guy to be like, oh, I know what his kit is or what's in his kit. Because if I don't know it, I'm going to tell y'all straight up. I only have experience with the units that I'm playing against or playing with. Because, if you watch my channel, I don't always, summon for all these units. And if I do, I end up getting shafted sometimes. So, it happens. But yeah, I think he deserves that spot. Number 4, I am going to give that to LF Ultimate. Go on. Like, some of you might be, why is he in the top 5? I feel like Ultimate Gohan kit wise right now, especially in this meta against, these 2 yellows, I feel like he has a better kit. It's like I mentioned earlier for Gogeta. Gohan has things where he can take away your buffs. He's debuffing you. He can go type neutral on his blue cards, I think, or his ultimate. He's restoring vanish on his ultimate. I think he restores vanish he restores vanish a lot. I can tell you that right now. And he also has endurance, so that is also a plus. Only difference is, obviously, if he's being rushed, I don't know if Vegito, I don't remember, but I'm pretty sure he does kill, but I don't know if he nullifies endurance on rush. I think he does. But yeah, Gohan, he feels deserving of that spot. You can arguably switch him and Triku if you want to. It's arguable, it's interchangeable, because I feel like, that's what I said with Triku, his kit compared to Gohan's, I feel like Gohan has a better individual kit, but you gotta look at the meta. The meta, the teams, and overall Triku's value, it's went up. So it's going to continuously go up depending on the buffs we get, in the future. But Gohan, still excellent teams. You can run them all. You can run them on hybrids with Gotenks. You can run them obviously on Majin Buu Saga. You got Sun Fam. So there's different options for his teams. And then just, at the end of the day, the only thing that's really just holding him back is the yellow units. But it's like I said, he can go type neutral. I don't remember correctly, but I'm pretty sure it's either on his ultimate, his blue card, or his main. It's on one of those. I definitely know it's on one of those. You guys probably looking at me like this guy doesn't even know what he's talking about. Actually I don't. When it comes to like some of these units, because these kits are insane. When it comes to how long they are. Now we have the top 3. Now you guys probably guessed it. Who probably is the top 3? We're coming in at the number 3 spot. I'm gonna give that to Gotenks. Without giving it to Gotenks, he definitely is a top 3, unit to me. I feel like, he has endurance as well. So you can really run him with, let's say, Majin Vegeta, Ultimate Gohan. You have a triple endurance team. So you basically have like 6 lives. That's pretty insane if you think about it. Now, Gotenks, they made this guy kind of similar to, I would say Vegito. Because Vegito, his stats, you can basically run these guys either on a melee team, a range type team. So I kind of like how they did that, with them, because the stats are so close to each other. And then Gotenks, he has some stuff that's restoring his vanish. I believe it's his green card, or whenever he vanishes, it's one of them. His ultimate hits pretty hard. He has some other things going on in his kit. I'm not gonna sit here and explain every single unit. I'm gonna just try to, explain the ones that I have a little bit of a gist of remembering their kit. But I just know overall, this is where I would kind of have it. if this is, my top 10. The number 2 spot, I am going to give that to Turles. I know what some other people are going to say. Number 1 is going to go to Majin Vegeta. Now here's what I'm going to say. These two are very close, Turles and Majin Vegeta. So when you look at it from an offensive wise standpoint, Vegeta wins that. But defensive wise, if you have your Turles, let's just say you have at least an 8-star Turles, right? You have him on a good team or good setup with some good equips. This guy tanked so much, and then he heals so much, from different occasions with him taking hits, from him entering the battlefield, or whenever his unique gauge fills up, or whenever you pop his green card. So it's like I said, if you're looking for a more balanced defensive team, you want at least one character that can tank pretty well while you have your offensive characters in your other slots. This guy is definitely a person you want to bring on that team. But if you're looking just for pure on, you just want to get the match over with quick. Vegeta, he has his counters. Those blast counters are pretty annoying because you basically get a guaranteed blue, basically a guaranteed damage, a blue card. So, and he also has an AoE ultimate, I believe, and an AoE green card. So yeah, he's set up pretty nice. And really the only rare unit to really oppose him is Gotenks that you see currently, just in the middle like that. You'll see Shen, like I meet, a couple times, depending on the setup. Shen, you want to run support type. I definitely think he is the better support type when it comes down to the just like Majin Buu Saga wise, team related. I wasn't thinking about putting the Buu and the Hercule on here, but they feel solid, but they don't feel that great, right? But overall, this is going to be my top 10 and also my honorable mentions. Like I said, I gave a little bit of a short, example, I guess, for most of them. I didn't really do all that best of a job. It's been a while, since I did these tier lists. So I'm going to try to do these at least once a month where, whichever units that we get throughout the month, whether it be like maybe 1, maybe 2, LF and Ultra, we're going to update this every single month, at least once a month. So this is going to be the October one because we're just now in November. Remember, people, Legends Fest is 3 weeks away. So around 3 weeks away, that is when it's going to kind of start, get the little login bonuses going on. But yeah, I do apologize, my voice, or I'm just learning over my words a little bit. Just like I said, your boy's tired. I had to push out a lot of, I had to sit here and stretch for a minute just to wake up a little bit, just to get this video out. So yeah, I do appreciate you guys' support and everything. I've been seeing the channel grow. I've been seeing you guys join the guild. For those who want a chance to also join the guild, I will leave a code down below in the comment section. I probably should have mentioned that at the beginning, but that being said, this is going to be my top 10 and my honorable mentions. I think it's an overall solid, tier list. It's not that bad. Like I said, there's a couple spots that I say that are probably interchangeable depending on what we get in the future, especially too for buffs. But yeah, I do think this is a solid tier list. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Let me know where you guys will play some of these guys, or maybe you will have different characters from the ones I had on here for your top 10. So let me know. But as always, everyone have a blessed day. It's your boy JB. I'm out.